This is Richard with BWE Firearms, and today we're going to talk about the Uzi open bolt and the Uzi closed bolt setup. This is a semi-auto bolt. This is a submachine gun bolt. As you'll notice, the submachine gun has a single recoil spring with a fiber buffer attached to it. The closed bolt setup has this thick plastic buffer that goes in the back of the receiver, and you can see it's much thicker than the submachine gun, reducing the travel of the bolt that much, which increases the speed. It has a recoil spring shorter than the full size. It has the striker assembly, which has the firing pin, the striker body, and the firing pin spring. As I said, the closed bolt setups run much faster. Some of it is due to spring pressure because you have two springs instead of one. Some of it is the reduced space from the buffer. The bolts differ in one, the firing pin. On the open bolt submachine gun bolts, it's a fixed firing pin. They are machined into the face of the bolt. The semi-auto or closed bolt, because these can be closed bolt, has the traditional drilled hole for the firing pin. A closed bolt full auto setup, one does not have the slot to clear the semi-auto blocking bar. It also here has the feed lip right here. So it is like the full auto. It has that feed lip there. So when it's feeding, it does not catch on the firing pin. When the firing pin is, the first round, the firing pin is back. Other rounds, the firing pin is forward most of the time. It floats a little bit, and the round will catch on the nose of the firing pin if the lip is not here. Other differences in the bolt. Obviously, the left side is milled out for the leg of the striker assembly. If I can find the hole, there we go. Because this replaces this. Now the other thing is, if you notice, the right side, this is all solid. It's all milled out here because your sear legs go here. So if you had this back here, it would catch on the sear and hold the bolt back, which you don't want. So they've milled it off and extended the front to get a good surface, so you have a good stable surface. On the IMI semi-auto bolts, this surface is bigger to give a little more weight, so it's harder to open because you don't have the weight of the bolt coming forward, setting off the round, then coming back. The bolt will come forward, stop, then go bang. This little guy right here is a safety. Model A semi-autos did not have this firing pin safety or firing pin block. It keeps the firing pin from coming through the face of the bolt. This back surface here hits on the ejector, which as the bolt closes, that lifts up and it allows the firing pin to come fully forward, set off your round. That is so you don't get out of batteries. The top cover on the guns is different. Submachine guns use a ratcheting top cover. That way, if your hand slips off the knob while you're cocking it, if you've gotten it back far enough to pick up a round but not catch the sear, it will not go off. It will hold the bolt back. The semi-autos do not have ratcheting top covers. IMI guns had no ratchet in them whatsoever. There are some people, because the semi-auto or closed bolt Uzi does not have a bolt hold open, it's kind of hard to load the magazines. You got to slam them in and then cock it. It's a pain in the butt. So some people grind off most of the teeth on the ratchet, leave a couple of teeth, and they also have to put a spacer in the back of the slot. So the ratchet will release sooner. Because of this block, the bolt does not come back far enough if you're using a standard ratcheting top cover to release the ratchet. So you need that spacer in there so it releases sooner. So don't use a regular submachine gun ratcheting top cover with semi-auto setup. Either take the ratchet out or modify it with the spacer and all so it releases before the back of the bolt hits this. Sears. Do not use a semi-auto sear with a submachine gun bolt. Because of the angles, on this leg you can see it straight up and down. This sear surface is angled. The sears on the semi-auto are straight up and down, the sear surface, so it catches this nicely. On the submachine gun, they're angled. If you use a semi-auto sear in a submachine gun, the bolt will beat the living hell out of the sear, and you don't want that, especially with sears the sears for them are drying up, so you don't want to beat up your sear. Make sure you got the proper sear. This is Richard with BWE Firearms, and I hope you like and enjoyed this video and learned something along the way. With this year, 2021, with me getting stage 4 colon cancer, diabetes, and neuropathy in my hands and feet, it's getting harder and harder to work, and I have come to realize my own mortality. Because of that, I realized that if I don't get this information out of my head and into videos or into other people's heads, I will take it to the grave with me, and that does nobody any good at all. If you would, please like, share, subscribe, and comment to the video. It helps me with the algorithms. And if you would like to support my efforts in doing these videos, please go to my website, bwefirearms.com, and in my shopping cart, I have an item in there where you can donate money to my efforts. And 97% of the money will go directly to me doing these videos. 3%, of course, will go to the credit card company. I will, take $1. I will take $1,000. Whatever you feel like donating, I would greatly appreciate it, and it will help me get this stuff done. You have a nice day, and we will see you in the next video. You ready?
Yeah.
Wow, that can's hot.
God.